Hi everybody, I'm going to walk you through a quick tutorial on how to use Flubaroo to grade a quiz you have in Google Forms. First thing you need to do is create your actual quiz. So I've gone into Google Forms and I've created a quick quiz. I've included the student's name. There is an option eventually to be able to email results to students. So if you want to be able to do that, you need to collect their email address, either asking for it or automatically collecting that. And I have two short answer questions and a multiple choice question. Once you have your quiz created, the first thing you need to do is create an answer key for your quiz, and you're going to do this by actually submitting the quiz. So an easy and quick way to do this in Google Forms is to go up and click on the preview button, and it's going to open up a submission window for you. I like to title mine answer key or key so that I can easily find it in my response document, and I'm going to put in the correct answers here for my quiz, and I'm going to submit it. When I go back to my form now, I'm going to notice that I have one response, and I'm going to use that as my answer key. So we're going to go ahead and open up this response spreadsheet. So I'm going to create a spreadsheet for my responses and create it. You could change the name if you want to. And notice that I have my answer key response in here. Now we need to go ahead and enable Flubaroo, which is the grading add-on to Google Sheets that's going to allow this to be automatically graded. So we're going to go to the Add-ons tab. And I already have it installed in my Google Sheets, but if you didn't have it installed, you would go to Get Add-ons, and then you could easily search for Flubaroo. I already have it installed, but you will click the Add button, and it would take a second to add. So once you've added it, you're going to go back to Add-ons, and if you hover over Flubaroo, we're going to have a couple different options. If Flubaroo has not been enabled in the sheet, it may have automatically been enabled. You need to go ahead and enable it, and it's going to give me some notifications that it's enabled. Now when I hover back over Flubaroo, I have a lot of different options. If you have already had all of your students submit this test, you would go ahead and grade assignments, and it would walk through very similar steps. I have not had any of my students complete this test yet. I want it to automatically grade as they complete so I can get instant feedback and data. So I'm going to go to Advanced, and I'm going to enable AutoGrade. This is going to give me some options now about how I actually grade it. It says I need to set up my grading and email settings, so I'm going to click OK and walk through my quiz to grade this. These would be the same settings that you would see if you already had all of your students complete the test. It's going to pull up all of the questions and allow you to change the preferences. So it automatically understands that my question that says your name identifies the student, but I could change that if I wanted to. If you had a question on here that you didn't want to grade, you could skip grade. But I have the first question was open-ended response, so I would like that as normal grading. It's worth 1 point. The second one was multiple choice, normal grading, 1 point. The last one it thought was identifying the student, but that's actually one that I would like them to grade. I could grade it by hand, but I'm just going to say normal grading, 1 point, and I'm going to click continue. It's now going to ask me to determine my answer key. If all of your students have already submitted, you would just need to make sure that you found your submission. I'm the only one that's submitted so far, so I'm going to select that option and click Continue. It's now going to say, do I want to share the grades? If you had your students enter their email addresses, you would have a drop-down box here that said email address. You could say that I want to share with them, or I want to share it with their Google Drive, or I want to share with both. You could choose whether or not to include the questions and the scores. You could choose whether or not to include the answer key, and you could include a message if you want. I'm just going to continue because I don't have any email addresses right now. Now says that AutoGrade is enabled. Flubaroo is waiting for new submissions to grade. Don't make changes to any sheets until AutoGrade is turned off. So I'm going to go ahead and submit another response so that we can see what happens. And submitted an answer for student number 1, and you'll notice that they answered 242, Pittsburgh, and Delaware. Flubaroo has automatically graded this and put it on the Grades tab at the bottom of the screen. If I click on the Grades tab, I'm now going to see that student number 1 has answered. They got 2 points. They've only submitted 1 time. I did not email their grade. They got the first question correct. They missed the second question, and they got the third question correct. It will also give me some class information. If I were to continue having students enter, I would get more rows of data that I could easily sort and use. So this has been a very quick and basic introduction to Flubaroo, and I hope you found it helpful.